And hello, everybody. Lovely opportunity to speak to you. Some of you may have heard about Jembisa. Others, it might be your very first time. I hope you'll leave after this little talk knowing about a completely unique and different safari opportunity, especially for families. So I look forward to any questions at the end. So we are in South Africa, there are some overlaps. It was interesting listening to Eloise because there are some overlaps with Lengishu in Kenya. We are a South African version, but with differences. And I hope that will become clear. We are 3 hours north of Johannesburg in an area called the Waterberg. It is a UNESCO biosphere, incredibly beautiful, huge plateau of wilderness. And we have a private game reserve there, Jembisa, and we have 2 lodges. One was our home, and I will be telling you why we are different because it was our home. It's very much a family story and all the things that we can offer your clients. As I said, Jembisa is a family story. I was born and grew up in Zambia. And when I had my young family, my husband and I decided we wanted to raise our children in the bush. And as such, we were in the fortunate position, we were able to create a small game reserve and create our own home in the middle of nowhere in northern South Africa and raised our 4 children there. And because of that, Jembisa has a real history of children growing up in the bush. And we learned what works, what's important, the things that children can learn, the adventures they can have, the dangers. We also learned about those. And so we feel really knowledgeable about families on safari in the wilderness. This is Jembisa Lodge. At the very end, as Sami said, we do have a second lodge, Magari, and I'm going to show you a 1-minute film at the end to give you a flavor of that. So that the 2 sister lodges, they are the only lodges in the whole of Jembisa. And so your guests will have complete privacy and not be coming across other vehicles and other people. The house itself is very spacious, elegant. You're all under one roof at Jembisa. And this for families is often very important, particularly if you have young children or potentially elderly. We have a lot of multi-generational groups come. People like to be, it's hugely spacious, but they like to be under one roof. They don't want their children far away. And so that's one real positive of this special safari house. We've won several awards, including the best safari house in Africa. And because we are small, we're only 7 bedrooms. We are very personal and tailored. It's safari at the pace of the guests. Some guests are happy to have early morning 3-hour drives and evening drives. Others want shorter drives with younger children. We are completely flexible to fit each group that come in. We've been doing this for 20 years, running it as a lodge, and particularly we specialize in family safaris, but also any groups of guests. We have birthday celebrations, 50-year birthday, that sort of thing, wherever you have your own place in the bush, and those are very popular. And then actually with our 7 bedrooms here and with Magari, another 5 bedrooms, we can sleep up to 26 if you put the 2 together. Now, we do the traditional game drives, the game drives during the day and the night drives during the night, which show you all the nocturnal exciting animals. We are not Big 5, so that is why I'm on this show, because we are beyond the Big 5. And we did that purposefully when we created the game reserve, because for families, you can do so much more without the Big 5, without the worry of the dangers of the Big 5, particularly with young children. And so I'm going to take you through a lot of the activities. We have got so many activities we do in the wilderness because of the Big 5. Having said that, a lot of our families do want to see the Big 5. So you get the best of both at Jembisa, because we have Big 5 reserves very near us, and we can take our guests on drives in them. So the family children can experience the lions, the elephants, but when they come back to Jembisa, they can experience the giraffes, the zebras, and so on foot, and much more up close and personal. So it really is the best of both. So beyond the game drive, so I've named some of these slides because of the title of this seminar. As I said, we do an awful lot on the ground, and for children and families, this is such a memorable experience. Exploring, finding, educating, finding new things, educating themselves. It's something that creates memories for the lifetime for a family, and they will forever be going back. Do you remember? Do you remember? And we know this because we did it ourselves. We have a junior tracking program. So our guides teach children about tracking. They teach them about bush food. They teach them survival skills. They teach them dam building. We have an amazing river I'll show you in a second. And our guests can go mountain biking. They can go on bushwalks, guided bushwalks, hiking. We've got some very beautiful topography of river and mountains and plains. So there's something for everybody and activities for all ages at on the reserve. We also have Bushman paintings. Because of the beautiful river, which we'll see in a minute, the Bushmen used to live along the river because it was perennial water and the animals would come down to drink at the water. And so one of our bushwalks includes a clamber down some cliff face, and we take the guests to see these extraordinary bush paintings, which are so very old. This little girl, we saw a leopard tortoise earlier, one of the little five. We have all the little five and all the ugly five. And this little girl is enjoying being up close with a leopard tortoise. Riding with wildlife, as Eloise said, is an extraordinary experience, incredibly popular with our guests. We don't have it on Jembisa, but it's very nearby. We have a specialist riding safari outfit, which caters for all levels of experience and ages, and it's a very popular excursion. One of the exciting things about the Waterberg, where we are, is there are so many things in the area that are within reaching distance that we can offer, so many, such as the Big Five drives, that we can offer our guests a lot of additional activities, so we can cater to specific wishes and needs of the guests. Here we are just showing you some of the Big Five, because our guests a lot of them do like to see them, but they're quite happy to have had one drive in a Big Five reserve, having seen these, and then get back to Jembisa and do everything else. We also have this whole zip lining thing across some valleys going on in the area. So for those wanting a bit of speed and sort of scaredness, we can offer zip lining. And we ourselves have a wetland, that's where those people are looking out. We have a wetland on Jembisa, and so our bird life is absolutely fantastic. So we have a hide where our guests can look at the birds, but also the river, the plains. We have over 350 species of birds. The river, talking about the river, we have 7 kilometers of this river goes right through the middle of the reserve. This is a grade 1 conservation listed river, and it has hippo and crocodile in it, which is also a fascinating. We have a hippo deck for our guests to look at the hippo, and the fishing is fantastic for guests who like to fish. There is all sorts of different fish. That's a catfish, a barbel, that's a bass. We have yellowfish, which are really good to catch on a fly. We do fly fishing as well. So there's just so many different activities on offer. One of our favorite is campouts. And again, you can only do this with families if you're not in Big Five country. And you can see the terrain, how beautiful our wilderness is. And those little spiky triangles are mosquito nets over camp beds. So that is where our guests sleep out with rangers. They go out on an evening drive, come around the corner, and this is all set up in a surprise. They have cocktail sundowners, dinner around the campfire, and then they sleep out under the night sky themselves. It is the most exciting experience for families. We also, while they are doing this wonderful evening, we have a lucky local person, Dr. Calcott, who's an expert on the night sky, and he brings his telescope and sets up a screen and gives on our camp out evenings, he gives a whole night sky safari. Takes everyone through the constellations, the star nurseries, all the story of how stars are born. It's the most fantastic and popular activity in the evening. That little girl's face, I think, sums up the sort of joy and excitement of sleeping out under the stars. And we make the dining, obviously, a wonderful experience as well. So camp outs and dining out and our night sky safari are a top hit with our families. Beyond the activities, beyond the game, we also offer so much. Again, we can be out in the bush doing exciting things. One lunchtime, we get people to make their own pizzas, and we cook them in this termite mound. So that is our pizza oven. Because it's made of clay, it's a clay oven. And again, for children to cook their pizzas in an anthill is again a never to be forgotten experience. So great fun. The lodge itself, as I said, it's very spacious. It's 3 bedrooms up either side. So the bedrooms are all upstairs with balconies, with fantastic views. And then there's 1 bedroom in the garden, the 7th bedroom. We have a bunk room as well for children. In fact, I think that's probably the next slide, which we might go to. So that gives you an idea of the bedrooms and the children's bunk room. We have in the garden a beautiful natural swimming pool where people spend a lot of time if they are not on the reserve. We have a deck which looks over the river, which again, the views are spectacular. We might have lunch down there, we might have dinner down there by candlelight, and some people might choose to have a massage down there. So we offer massages. Because of limited time, I can't tell you all the other things we do, but I will just say them. We have a tennis court. Not many lodges have a tennis court. We have a spotlit tennis court because it was our home. It has some extras. We have a trampoline. We have a games room in the lodge, which has a table tennis table in it, ping pong. One of our managers was a professional golfer. There are 3 world-class golf courses within an hour of us. So some of our guests who love golf, and many do, like to spend a time going and playing golf. So we are combined with the eastern South African Kruger, Madikwe to the west, the Cape, the Indian Ocean Islands, and because we're near to Johannesburg, guests often don't need an overnight in Johannesburg because we can get to Johannesburg Airport. So we are very well positioned. I mentioned we have this second lodge. This is Magari, our sister lodge, which is more traditionally built. It's not all under one roof, so it contrasts very nicely with Jembisa. The bedrooms, you can just see one on the left there, and you'll see them in a minute in the video, are separate to the main building. Its position is phenomenal. It is above a bend in the river with a pool looking out, perfect for game viewing. Very tiny, very private, only 5 bedrooms, so perfect. All our lodges can be taken either exclusive use or shared use, but they're often chosen to be exclusive use, especially Magari. And this is going to just give you a flavor of Magari, this film that hopefully Sam can get going. So I hope that gave you a flavour of Magari. So all of the activities the same for both Jembisa and Magari, just two different lodges. Very quickly, this is a summary of our rate sheet. I think you'll get it through the Travel Hub. We are very good value. We do our rates as an all-inclusive because when we used to go away as families, we hated getting huge extra bills at the end of our holiday. So it's all-inclusive, all meals, all drinks, all activities on the reserve, external excursions, and we have a fine wine list. Those are additional, but otherwise everything is included. And this is in rands, South African rands, but in pounds, it's it's £370 a night an adult, roughly, which rack rate, which for all inclusive, this kind of unique personal experience is exceptional value. Thank you.